Welcome back everyone in GA Natural. In our last video we talked about all these creating wildfires due to the solar like turning hydrophobic and creating toxic chemicals. But today I want us to look at how we can actually help the air recover after a disaster happens. There's a lot nature can do to help you recover from a wildfire. For a beautiful plant, animal or tree plant to garden friendly plants that are adapted to break down and destroy toxic chemicals in the soil. But before we can let nature do its thing, we have to take action and do some damage control. The first solution is to monitor and observe the land and see if there is any erosion, burn plants, etc. If you see a problem, you have to fix it by yourself or find an expert on the right way. What do you think is the solution we can do like in our everyday life to try to maintain the soil and stuff?
Certainly like around it's called ornamental fields, like the ones we plant on purpose. So you can see like all the trees and the bushes that we have around our buildings. Those that are irrigated at a particular level to help them grow, and obviously to keep them reduced for wildfire. Versus we wouldn't really be able to keep all of these and help them all the way around the whole mountain. That's not something that we can, that's not something that's up to whatever nature provides us. So we can only do so much. There's only so much water, even though we have a giant ocean.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk about permits. A guide published by Suro County Wyoming shows that you need to monitor and maintain all existing and planned erosion, sediment, and drainage control measures, including plant treatment before, during, and after all future rainfall events. The checklist says that you must correct all issues as soon as possible, so most likely don't move everything away during the next season. But here's an important warning. Before making big changes in the land, get a construction permit so you don't get in legal issues after checking your land. You can just start building giant drainage barriers or moving dirt around without permission, or you will end up in a big trouble with local laws. You have to be careful with the erosion and in the soil while making sure everything is completely legal first. Soil testing and Kalmar. So let's talk about what actually happens when fires burn through neighborhoods. A guy from Kalmar explains that when houses and cans burn, they leave behind a dangerous mix of heavy metals in the ash. In fire zones like California, groups are testing the soil for toxins, like lead, arsenic, because it gets completely unsafe for families and pets before you try planting anything or build. You have to test your land and see what kind of pollutants are hiding in the dirt. Phytothera remediation, a friendly technology that uses live plants and soil microbes to clean the environments contaminated by pollutants. It's a good solution to help soil recover, but you have to know what contaminants are there first. Organizations are helping people learn how to sample their soil in a safe way so they can figure out how deep the tonsils leak down. Okay, so we're gonna talk about native plants and lake compost. The way they cleaning up the soil and flower is planting native plants and using compost. In the article, reducing wildfire through soil health and composting by lake compost, it is stated, you want to replant damaged landscapes with native plants with sprouting ability. If another fire comes, these plants can grow right back from their roots instead of just dying completely. This shows that planting native plants species is a smart way. So, long-term defense plan because their roots say that it stays safe underground to survive future fires. At the same time, the article states, putting down healthy compost acts like a protective shield that helps with moisture retention, keeping the soil damp so it is less likely to catch fire again. This means that compost does have two jobs by fixing the nutrients in the dirt and acting like a wet plant to stop fires. Water remediation science. To clean up the chemical toxins left behind, the article is soil remediation natural soil desertification techniques for California wildfire impacted homeowners by California Wild Gardens states. Phytoremediation is a long-term prevention solution because plants need time to grow and absorb pollutants from the soil. This proves that using nature takes a lot of patience, and communities have to wait months or years for the roots to suck out every heavy metal like lead or arsenic. But the result is real, and one of the solutions are effective after wildfire, especially in California, where these are really common, but can be fixed by the use of plants. This one is the best solution in long term. If it is properly, phytoremediation and decomposting can be a strong common to combat wildfires. In conclusion, fixing soil after a fire takes a lot of steps. First, we have to do damage control and get construction permits before making major changes so we don't get in legal troubles. Then we need to test the ash and dirt for toxic heavy metals like lead or arsenic from burning down cars and houses. Planting native plants with strong roots and spreading compost helps keep the ground damp and healthy. And phytophthora remediation is a clear long-term solution because it relies on the natural growth of plants to slowly clean and repair the soil. But it can serve as an immediate emergency response because plants don't just grow fast enough to stop sudden mudslides and toxic runoff during the winter's rains. So how do we handle all this? Government can do a lot of things like laws, fund restoration projects, and coordinate big cleanups efforts. Scientists help develop good solutions, but the government provides the actual resources to put those solutions into action. Communities can also help out by giving support and conservation. If we all work together, we can actually help our communities to protect our lands from wildfires.